The mother that I knew was vastly different from the mother that she was because of, she had a nervous breakdown, was put into Bellevue.
She had built a career on being fearless. So when whispers emerged that Goldberg had suddenly left the country amid a legal storm involving none other than Elon Musk, and a rumored $80 million lawsuit, shockwaves rippled through her circle and beyond. To many, the notion of Whoopi Goldberg hastily packing her bags and disappearing overseas felt more like the plot of a Hollywood thriller than a plausible reality. But as days turned into weeks, with no trace of Goldberg in her usual haunts, the whispers grew louder. What initially seemed like wild speculation began to look like a startling turn in an already surreal tale. The drama's roots appeared trivial, almost mundane by today's sensational media standards. During a segment on her daytime talk show, Goldberg made comments that sparked both intrigue and skepticism. She claimed that Elon Musk was secretly operating as a real vice president, controlling political influencers through an intricate network. Specifically, she pointed to Senator J.D. Vance, asserting that he was under Musk's direct influence. At first, the claims seemed too far-fetched to take seriously, just another fleeting on-air remark destined to fade into obscurity. But Goldberg wasn't done. Hours later, she escalated her rhetoric, demanding that Musk relinquish ownership of Twitter. She argued that the platform had become a toxic force under his leadership and insinuated that someone with Musk's level of influence needed to be reined in. Her statements, delivered with unwavering conviction and without disclaimers, sent shockwaves across social media. Some dismissed her remarks as absurd. Others speculated she might have insider knowledge. But the majority were left puzzling over one question. Why was Goldberg so fixated on Elon Musk? Musk, for his part, is no stranger to public criticism. Yet his approach to such matters is anything but passive. Unlike others in his position who might quietly let controversies fade, Musk has a history of taking swift, direct action. Whether online or in court soon, rumors surfaced that Musk was considering a defamation lawsuit against Goldberg. The staggering $80 million figure attached to it seemed too extreme to be true. But as the story gained traction, small but telling signs began to surface. Whispers of lawyers contacting Goldberg's producers, rumors of sealed court documents, and reports of hushed phone calls behind closed doors. Amid the growing tensions, Goldberg refused to back down. In a follow-up segment, she doubled down on her claims, labeling Musk a master manipulator of governmental processes. Her co-hosts, normally quick to chime in, were uncharacteristically silent, visibly taken aback by her theatrical intensity. Goldberg's fiery outspokenness, once her greatest strength, now seemed to be steering her toward uncharted and perilous waters.
I think other people seem to sparkle when they're in love, and I like to see that. But for me, it's like I sparkle when I'm not in love, which is kind of okay. And the older I get, the happier I am. And so just in case, and I'm directing this to...
The notion of a public figure like Goldberg accusing one of the world's wealthiest individuals of essentially orchestrating a shadow government was remarkable in itself. Even more extraordinary, however, was the prospect of Elon Musk responding with a lawsuit of unprecedented magnitude, something few in Hollywood had ever envisioned. This wasn't just another instance of talk show drama. It was shaping up to be a genuinely disruptive clash. Goldberg's past controversies were no secret, especially her tendency to wade into sensitive topics with statements many found misleading or poorly substantiated. Critics often cited her history of making sweeping, attention-grabbing claims that lacked verifiable evidence. Supporters, on the other hand, praised her candor, arguing it was precisely this boldness that made her a standout voice in daytime television. Yet, accusing a billionaire of wielding unchecked political power and demanding he relinquish control of a social media platform seemed to push even her boundaries. Regardless of opinions about Goldberg, it was clear she had chosen a target who wouldn't let the matter slide. For Musk, acquiring Twitter wasn't just another business move. It was deeply ideological. He had long been critical of social media's content moderation policies, viewing them as overly restrictive and biased. Spending $44 billion to acquire Twitter was his way of safeguarding what he saw as the public square for free expression. Goldberg's call for Musk to abandon the platform struck his defenders as not just audacious but absurd. To them, this wasn't merely a provocative soundbite. It was a step too far. Yet, in a media landscape where bold statements often fade into the noise, Goldberg may have assumed this was just another fleeting controversy that would boost ratings. She was wrong. As weeks passed, whispers of a potential legal battle intensified. Reports suggested Musk's legal team was preparing a formidable defamation case, allegedly backed by transcripts, recordings, and possibly testimony from those privy to Goldberg's behind-the-scenes discussions. If it could be shown that she had knowingly made baseless claims, the lawsuit might succeed in proving reckless disregard for the truth. A critical element in defamation cases involving public figures. Against this backdrop, Goldberg's sudden absence from her talk show became headline news. One day she was there, the next she was gone. Official explanations ranged from a family emergency to scheduling conflicts, depending on which outlet was reporting. But within 48 hours, speculation spiraled into a frenzy as anonymous sources claimed she had fled the country, possibly to avoid looming legal consequences. Rumors about her whereabouts flooded social media. An isolated European villa, a secluded tropical estate, even whispers of her seeking alternative citizenship. Whatever the truth, Goldberg's disappearance only fueled the intrigue surrounding what was already a sensational showdown.
When I went back, it was like, oh my God, the kitchen is literally on top of the bathroom and top of this thing, and it didn't look at all like my apartment.
But you were part of this vibrant, diverse community.
Yes.
With very astute mothers.
Yes.
At the head of a lot of the households.
Well,
that were all looking out for each other's kids.
Yeah, I think it had more to do with how they were raised.
Goldberg's sudden disappearance from the public eye seemed designed to thwart any attempt by Musk's legal team to serve her with lawsuit papers. Friends and insiders were as shocked as the public, with whispers of a tense clash between Goldberg and the show's producers. Allegedly, they urged her to retract or clarify her controversial remarks about Musk's supposed influence over government matters, but Goldberg refused, standing firm on her claims. After an abrupt exit from the set, uncertainty loomed. When she missed subsequent tapings, speculation grew that something more serious was unfolding. Her co-hosts tried to maintain the show's usual rhythm, but her absence left a noticeable void, causing unease to ripple through the program. Outside the studio, the story dominated headlines, with entertainment reporters, legal analysts, and social media sleuths dissecting every possibility. Could an $80 million defamation lawsuit push a celebrity to flee the country, or was it just idle gossip? Experts debated the feasibility, pointing out that defamation cases involving public figures are notoriously hard to win. Yet they acknowledged Musk had both the resources and resolve to pursue such a case aggressively. That the financial toll of defending a high-stakes lawsuit could be devastating, leading some to theorize that Goldberg left to avoid a drawn-out legal battle. Others speculated she was using the situation to generate publicity or simply taking an extended break. Musk, meanwhile, stayed cryptic but firm. Through tweets and brief public statements, he emphasized the importance of accountability, warning that making baseless claims comes with consequences. While he never named Goldberg directly, the implication was unmistakable. Musk's supporters celebrated his stance, hailing him as a defender of truth, while critics accused him of leveraging his immense wealth to silence a media figure. Goldberg's absence ignited polarized discussions, with some casting her as a victim of a billionaire's vendetta. Rumors that she had left the country only added to the frenzy. Grainy, unverified photos surfaced online, allegedly showing Goldberg disembarking a private jet in a Mediterranean resort town or speaking with local officials. In the digital age of sensationalized news and blurred realities, the truth about Goldberg's whereabouts and intentions remained elusive, fueling speculation and intrigue.
She said, you don't want to do this. I have the keys to the car, let's go. And my excuse was, I don't want to embarrass this person because, we sent all these invitations out and you don't want to leave them looking bad.
Separating fact from fiction became increasingly difficult. Yet, every new photo or shaky video clip seemed to fan the flames of a growing story. Goldberg, supposedly fearing legal action from Musk, might have fled the country entirely. The media frenzy intensified when reports emerged about the challenges of serving legal papers to someone abroad. While not impossible, such circumstances could complicate the process, particularly if the person was actively avoiding a return to a jurisdiction where the lawsuit was active. Could Goldberg, a prominent figure in American television, truly be plotting to remain overseas indefinitely? Or was this narrative simply a product of social media exaggeration and opportunistic paparazzi? The longer Goldberg stayed away from her usual on-screen appearances, the wilder the speculation grew. Industry insiders debated the potential impact on her talk show career. Some suggested the lawsuit might jeopardize her position, casting a shadow over the production. Others speculated that the show could capitalize on the drama by replacing her with a new host and reaping the resulting publicity. That if the show's producers had any knowledge of Goldberg's whereabouts, they were keeping it to themselves. Their silence only added to the perception of a brewing crisis far beyond the typical fare of morning banter and celebrity gossip. One particularly convoluted theory circulating online posited that Goldberg's controversial remarks were part of a larger scheme. According to this narrative, she might have intentionally provoked Musk, aiming to create a scandal that would skyrocket ratings. Perhaps she was even planning to unveil hidden evidence about Twitter's operations or Musk's business dealings, but as days turned into weeks, with no revelations and no word from Goldberg, the speculation continued to spiral out of control.
I knew that the chest was on the floor, and I don't think that should stop you. Right? I don't think that should be a reason you stop. So I thought, what would happen if someone was going through the change and it woke up their superpowers?
The theory appeared more as wishful thinking than credible speculation. Amid all this, Musk pressed forward with his other ventures, seemingly unshaken. He continued posting updates about Tesla's latest tech advancements and new SpaceX missions, sharing his vision for interplanetary exploration in interviews. Any mention of the Goldberg controversy, however, was brief, leaving the rumor mill to swirl without any direct clarification from him. Whenever reporters tried to press him for a direct statement on the rumored lawsuit, Musk responded carefully, emphasizing the importance of accuracy in media discussions before shifting back to technical or financial matters. To some, this suggested that the potential lawsuit was indeed real, but he had no intention of airing it in public. As the situation grew stranger, pundits and political commentators weighed in, framing the incident as a symbol of a deeper cultural divide. On one side was Goldberg, a television figure known for voicing strong opinions without facing lasting consequences. On the other was Musk, a billionaire iconoclast pushing the limits of socially accepted business and media norms. Their clash, for many, seemed to reflect the increasing polarization of public discourse, the idea that exaggerated comments on a talk show could escalate into an international standoff seemed far-fetched, yet it was unfolding in real time. Meanwhile, Goldberg's fans expressed concern for her well-being. Some took to social media to ask if she was safe, while others strongly supported her, asserting she had every right to speak out about someone as influential as Musk. However, her sudden departure left it unclear what her true stance was on the matter. Without her voice, an official statement, or even a single interview to clarify her position, the void was filled with increasingly wild theories. Adding complexity was the backdrop of Disney's reported tensions with Musk regarding advertising and corporate partnerships. Goldberg had worked with Disney-owned entities for years, adding another layer of speculation to the unfolding situation.
The mother that I knew was vastly different from the mother that she was because of, she had a nervous breakdown, was put into Bellevue, given shock treatment. Yeah, and given shock treatment for 2 years.
Pressure from top executives had been mounting, pushing her to stay quiet, which could have prompted her decision to flee. Alternatively, perhaps she left to make a bold statement of resistance against any corporate efforts to silence her voice. While none of these speculations were backed by hard evidence, that didn't stop them from spreading like wildfire across the internet. As time went on, the spectacle showed no signs of slowing down. If Goldberg did make a public comeback, people would undoubtedly wonder if she would address her earlier comments or continue to claim she was misunderstood. Meanwhile, if Musk moved forward with the rumored lawsuit, it could spark a legal battle that would reshape discussions around media accountability and on-air commentary. The silence itself became its own story, highlighting how this drama was about more than just two public figures. It became a symbol of how drastically public discourse has shifted in the digital era, where an accusation can go global in seconds. and a single person's response can alter entire narratives. In the absence of answers, fans, pundits, and casual observers were left in a state of anxious curiosity. They knew that any resolution, whether a court ruling, a public apology, or Goldberg's eventual return, would capture the public's attention once again. In the meantime, the lack of clear details from both Goldberg and Musk only amplified the spectacle for some. It was a critique of modern media, where sensational claims spiral into global drama. For others, it was an intense, high-stakes saga with no clear end, featuring two powerful personalities locked in a conflict neither seemed ready to resolve quietly. Wherever Goldberg might have gone, whether enjoying the privacy of a secluded beach resort or strategizing over legal papers in an upscale international condo, her absence became the focal point for countless questions about celebrity influence and the future of public dialogue. Meanwhile, Elon Musk pressed on with his mission to revolutionize global technology and champion free speech, showing no signs of stopping, no matter who stood in his path. For many, this confrontation encapsulated a wider cultural shift, one that questioned freedom of expression, the responsibility of public figures, and the unpredictable space where personal fame meets vast financial power. The drama lingered in suspense, a story as unpredictable as the talk show that ignited it and as relentless as the billionaire entrepreneur who refused to be defamed. As the days dragged on without any public word from Goldberg, the question lingered. Would she ever return to address the chaos she had sparked, or had the rumored $80 million lawsuit driven her?